All right, so let's watch this video. This says another Filipino green card holder detained at the airport coming back from the Philippines. So, yeah, now I see a lot of posts on X. They're saying that, oh, they all told you, you're all gonna get deported. All the green card holders are all gonna get deported. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Welcome to U.S. Immigration TV. Well, there are recent reports, again, sending shockwaves throughout
Again,
the Filipino community in the United States. Another Filipino green card holder
oh, there
was
was another one.
detained by U.S. Customs and Border Protection, or CBP, upon his return from the Philippines.
All right, so I just want to make it clear that this is nothing new. Everyone, or you know people that coming back from other country coming back to the United States, if they find something suspicious or anything like that, they will detain you for no reason, even if it's just like you said something, or the dog sniffing dogs will find something, or you act funny, anything like that. Anything they can is subject to scrutiny and can detain you.
Where his family went to celebrate his 20th wedding anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
So far, he has been in detention for 4 days, and his
Okay.
family is frantic. Also, the Filipino community throughout the United States, especially green card holders, are now terrified of taking a trip outside the U.S., including to the Philippines.
Well,
Now, according to an article in the Seattle
if you have nothing to hide, if you have not done any dealing or drug dealing or anything like that, or any talk to anyone outside the Philippines or in the Philippines, that's that will they will make the customs make any assumptions that you are a threat, then you have nothing to worry about.
Times, maximum
But if you are a criminal and you're doing something illegally, coming back from the Philippines, and then you should have to be you have to worry about something. You have to worry about that.
Londonio immigrated to the U.S. many years ago when he was 12 years old and apparently never naturalized. Well, upon returning from a recent trip to the Philippines with his wife and youngest daughter, he was pulled aside by CBP and taken into custody. Now, Londonio and his family had made several trips to the Philippines over the years without incident. I mean, well, he had been sent to secondary screening at the airport, which is a more in depth questioning and interrogation, but he was always allowed to re enter the US. But this time,
Really?
he was detained and so far has been in custody for 4 days. It's been reported that his wife, Crystal, said that she has tried to get information from federal authorities, but she was given no answers about her husband or his detainment or how long he will be detained. Well, when Londonio was finally able to have that phone call
Yeah.
and able to speak with his family, he
Mm-hmm.
told them he was being transferred to another facility for an upcoming hearing, which means he may have already been placed in deportation or removal proceedings. But why would a green card holder be
So
detained?
yeah, it's not telling us what happened. Maybe they found something, or he was getting mixed up with something, you know, illegally. So that's why they detained or possibly deported. So he's not giving that information. So that right there is something like you really have to like look into it if you are interested in knowing that. But then again, it happens all the time before even President Trump cracked down on illegal immigration or illegal aliens.
Well, I think this may be the answer. The newspaper article revealed that Londonio had pled guilty in 2002 to a charge of grand theft and was sentenced
Here you go.
to 7 months in county jail. He was 19 years old at the time, and he had already completed his sentence and his
Doesn't matter.
probation without any issue. The article did mention that CBP officers told the wife that her husband was being held for what's called administrative proceedings, maybe removal proceedings, to look into his past convictions and verify the status of his cases. So you know, theft offenses, including grand theft, may be considered what is called crimes involving moral turpitude,
Yeah.
which could make a person inadmissible or deportable. Therefore, that 2002 charge of grand theft may now be the reason for his being detained.
There we go.
Also remember, in January 2025, Congress passed the Lincoln-Riley Act, and that law required certain non-citizens to be taken into custody and detained if they were arrested or charged with certain crimes such as theft and even shoplifting.
Even shoplifting.
Therefore, even if a green card holder had been able
that's the law.
travel to the Philippines and back many times in the past,
Yeah.
the Trump administration is really getting tough and cracking down on people with past crimes, past convictions, past charges. And this recent story is similar to another story about a longtime Filipino green card holder who was similarly detained upon her return from the Philippines. And in that case, she had an old conviction for embezzlement. So again, this involved a green
Stop breaking the law.
card holder.
Even if it's 20 years ago, 25 years, if you are a green card holder and you're trying to process and get your legal status or citizenship, that's going to come up. That's in the law.
With a past crime. So if you are a green card holder and you have questions or concerns, especially if you have a previous conviction, I would strongly recommend that you consult with an attorney to evaluate your situation
There we
and
go.
see if it is safe for you to travel outside the U.S. or naturalize. However, of course, if you obtained your green card lawfully and have not violated our laws, you really shouldn't be worried. But what is important,
yeah.
I think, for
Yeah,
purposes
but the
of this-
media is trying to portray this as the Trump administration is going after all the green card holders, Filipino or not. Everybody. I mean, even the left is saying that if you have brown skin, your black skin is not from the U.S., they're going to deport you. Look at the View. That's nonsense. Like as this lawyer laid it out, that they just not going to deport you just because you're a green card holder. It has to be some kind of a things in the past or that's going to prevent you from acquiring that citizenship, or better yet, they're probably going to deport you. So yeah.
This video is that whenever you read or hear stories such as these of a longtime green card holder being detained, I like to post videos going deeper into that story to find out and explain to you why it happened.
Exactly.
Here, it really could have been that 2002 grand theft that could have been the cause of his being
maybe
detained,
more,
especially in this era of Trump's strict immigration enforcement.
It's not an error.
Where
Why would it be an error?
Crimes such as shoplifting, minor offenses, can find a person being detained. I hope you have found this video informative. I know it may not have done much to calm your nerves, but it is just a warning. Be careful. Be informed. And that's what the purpose of this.
Be careful? You mean don't commit crimes? Just be careful. Be careful. Just say don't commit crime. Follow the law, especially if you're.
Keep you informed. So therefore, please make sure to like.
Especially if you're a green card holder or if you're illegal in the United States. Lay low. Don't commit crime. You know, simple as that. All right, folks. Until next time. Nothing to worry about.